Okay, don't be alarmed. I know it looks like it's a part of the previous episode, but I just wanted to tack this on to the beginning of this one, because now that we have a bunch of stores open, I figure, let's go to the stores we haven't really been to yet, and look over their selection of clothes. Or at least the suits and outfits. There's probably stuff I'm missing under individual clothes, but like I said in the third, most of what I'm interested in is just the suits and the outfits, and they give you individual components in addition to just having the outfit already set up, so like, I'm usually pretty satisfied with just getting the suits and the outfits. Now, they are technically separate categories, and they do sometimes have different sets of clothing, so you might want to check out both. I forget if I just forgot to check over the other one there, or if there was just nothing of interest and I skipped it, but if there was something I missed, it shouldn't be anything too major. Honestly, there's so many outfits, I'm probably set for the rest of the game. I might overlap them even at that point, either because I want to reuse stuff, or sometimes I just forget, you know? Though all things considered, I have been keeping decent track of what I have been wearing, and this is not the longest game, so I think I might be able to squeak by with only repeating things towards the end. Though again, I do really like this dress, so who knows, maybe I will use this again sometime. Though there is a pretty similar dress.
You shut down a good portion of the city protocol.
I think we already heard this one.
Things are getting a little strange there. I guess the whole thing isn't
I'm gonna guess this probably changes over the course of the game. Cause I mean, there was a point where we hadn't shut down a lot of the city's protocol. And at some point we will have shut down more of it. In fact, there will be a point where I get all of it, on account of... that's kind of the main meat of the game, is doing all this stuff. Yeah, there are story missions, but like, they do expect you to go around having fun with this, the superpowers, you know? Because part of the challenge for story missions is that sometimes you don't have your powers. In fact, I won't say always, but a lot of the time the challenge is you kinda just have to play a normal Saints Row. Let's see, got some okay ones so far. Oh, and I forget if I've mentioned it, but just like in Saints Row the Third, the fleur-de-lis basically means that you get that outfit in DLC. So, if you ever see one of those, chances are you probably already own that outfit because it also unlocks automatically. Also, man, the Morningstar outfits are not the right colors at all. They're not bad colors, but if you want a more authentic Morningstar, you're gonna have to change up the colors yourself. Gonna have to find the pieces and do it correctly. Alright, I think I go, yeah, okay. Now we're going to suits, because again, different stuff. Yeah, for some reason, it's basically a lot of the overlap is outfits include a hat or a helmet and suits don't, but also there's stuff that's only under suits that, like, specifically have helmets or change your model in some way, so I don't necessarily understand the categories, and I kinda wish they were just the same. I could just choose one and then remove the hat or helmet afterwards, because I usually prefer just having the hair. Oh, that is not a good shade of green. Don't like that one. Oh, there's the toilet. Alright, the ninja who will not appear in the party, because I just chose all women this time. Alright, so that's all. Let's pretend.
I told the president we needed a stronger foreign policy. Did they listen? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. And this is what happens. Aliens invade our shit and trap us in virtual prisons.
I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. David.
We're fighting side by side, Matt. Please, call me Keith.
I can't say I've seen everything, but definitely all the big stuff. Which would you say is your favorite role?
I'd say my favorite role is that of the Vice President of the United States.
Really? Which movie was that?
Real life, Matt.
Oh god, you're one of those.
Oh my god, the way he says that is amazing. Anyway, yeah, welcome back to Saints Row 4, proper this time. Today, we're gonna be spending time with Matt Miller. We would have last time, but we had to open doors. And I just want to establish to Matt that if Kinsey asks us to do something, we prioritize that. We saved Matt, but we do prefer Kinsey.
If it's not too much trouble, I need to better familiarize myself with how the simulation works. I figure if I watch the changes to the code take place when you do a few different tasks for me, I should get a stronger grasp on the workings of Zin programming.
Fine, but I better get something out of this.
Well, I mean, if you paid attention to the mission, there is at least one good reward. Of course, just like with Keith David and Sid, we get more than one set of missions, and just like with Sid, we don't get nearly as many as with Keith. By which I mean 3 instead of 4, which is only 1 fewer set, but that makes it feel so much shorter.
I need to know what happens when the Zin simulations are killed. I found a patrol for you. Mind killing them for me?
Alright, so... yeah, now we gotta get Matt Miller accustomed to how things work around here, which... you know, that's part of the reason we prefer Kinsey, because she's been here and she figured it all out on her own, so... I'm just saying, if you think you're such a great hacker, maybe you actually need to, just do things on your own? You need the extra help.
Always feels good to
Anyway, though, yeah, so... right, so this is, Matt Day. So I guess we'll start with voice actor. Once again, Matt Miller is voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. No change there from Saints Row the 3rd. That guy just fell down. Come on, I know you're on fire, but get in range of me. Joik. Oh, and, we're back around to... Classic. Does that mean what I think it means? If I remember correctly, there's a specific reason we're doing this as the classic radio station, and not going to sort of a mixtape.
The data I'll be working against is buried in the security protocols. Hack this gun shop so I can see what's in there.
Right, so not all of the shops are under Kinsey's door quests. We've got a hacker-friendly fire here. Okay, so point your favorite Matt Miller you didn't make some kind of snarky comment about having to do another gun shop. Despite the fact that I have no qualms, I was not upset about that, you don't need to lampshade it. But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. Well, anyway, we do have more Pipe Dream, though. Did you think you could escape Pipe Dream? You can't. That should be correct, right? Nope. I think... oh, wait, nope. Past me. Got it, I think? Not quite. Okay, it's not quite as complex as I was giving it credit for. I kinda just assumed it was a little harder than it might actually be. I mean, we are almost at the end of the shop, so I would assume some pretty difficult configurations for this, but... probably one down and then underneath? No, I think I was on the right track. I'm trying to resolve this. even though I don't need to. You'll see the solution in a moment. There we go. Yeah, see, it just had to go lower. Right, so, anyway, like I was saying before, though, I finally remembered what I was talking about, but then I got interrupted by Pipe Dream. At some point I will switch to just using the music as if I were doing a mixtape.
Some of the Zin data would be helpful to look at. There's a vehicle with the proper programming I need you to obtain for me.
But the key difference is, you can't shuffle the mixtape in this game, unfortunately. You can change things around manually, but I'm gonna be honest, the thought of doing that is kind of boring. I would really prefer to just add the music in while doing the editing pass anyway. So yeah, won't technically be using the in-game mixtape. Though, admittedly, if I were playing on my own, I actually wouldn't mind songs staying in the order all the time. Like, that's how I played the game the first time, and I really didn't mind. But yeah, for LP purposes, again, I've been saying this for like the entire LP series, but I do want to have some control over the music. Though, I'm at the point where everything should be safe, I think. I hope. But, yeah, I think more or less I'm done with the feeling out process, and everything should be fine for not getting me turbo banned off of YouTube. But, anyway, I was supposed to be talking about Matt, and then I talked about a mixtape instead. So right, yeah, Matt is okay. No, but seriously, I do like him. I think I've said before that I pretty much like the entire cast of this game. And that does include him. Oh, wow, we're already done? Okay.
Really appreciate the help. And I even managed to make something for you as thanks. Come back to the ship and I'll load it onto your hub.
Yeah, so, like I said, if you were paying attention to the mission rewards, you already know what this is, and it's both the best possible reward, but also might make me more annoying, and apologies ahead of time if it does. So right, I think Matt always hangs out down here, just doing different things. He doesn't move around like Kinsey does.
Here, I've created a simple locating program for your troubles. Now I want to change up the tasks you were performing. Same general idea, and a better reward for you this time.
Thanks for the program.
So yeah, it's Collectible Finder. Honestly, best reward you're going to get from any of these. And definitely one of the best in the game. It's so good, I'm surprised Keith David didn't give it to us. Considering he gave us all the other good stuff, anyway. Okay, so, the turn. And yeah, slightly less good reward this time. Though, in fairness, Matt's outfit is actually pretty good. I will take it more willingly than Sid's outfit anyway. But it's certainly no collectible finder, which, hey, is already paying off. You can see a thing right there, can't ya?
I always win my
One of Sid's
arguments.
rifts is active in the area. Go through it, so I can see the destabilizing effect it creates.
Okay, so... oh, and of course, first thing I see on the map, and I can't even access it because I don't have the power for it yet. Oh well, anyway, I could get that cluster. So yes, data clusters are now on the map. Everything else is also on the map now. Also, I think this is a repeat of a mission type, right? Yeah, this is just jump. So, no introduction to it, we just get right into it. Though this one's definitely a lot tougher, and I'm not gonna finish this one 100%, unfortunately. Anyway though, right, so. But, back on the collectible finder, so that's good because not only does it show the data clusters, it also shows you everything else too. It'll point out the Zinyak statues, it'll point out the text adventures, it points out the character audio logs, it just gives you everything. So, yeah, frankly, that is incredible. Again, surprised it's not a Keith David one. He gave us all the good stuff. But anyway, right, so... Matt Miller, I'll actually talk about him now. So, as far as villains go, I definitely find him to be relatively interesting. I don't know if I'd say he was my favorite in Saints Row the Third, but I do like the dynamic of just... He is incredibly obnoxious when there's a computer between you and him. He's very smug and confident. So anytime the Saints see him, they see just kind of a self-righteous asshole who is just fully sure of himself and is constantly at least attempting to feel in control of a situation, and does really right up to the point where you finally defeat him in a fight in his own home turf. The player, however, gets to see the side of him that just kinda sucks. He is very much that kind of nerd. Cannot stand up to people in real life, just only over the internet. Though, I'll give him credit, for the most part he had to deal with Killbane, and Killbane would intimidate somebody who's relatively strong. Like, if they had just a normal-ass boxer in there, who, you know, wasn't Killbane, he'd probably still be terrified of Killbane. If he could throw a punch, would still probably be terrified. So, I can't blame him entirely for acting that way, but yeah, even when it comes to everybody else, he doesn't brag the same way to any of the other leaders of the syndicates the way he does to his enemies, which in some ways might be a little bit of respect. I think... I'm getting ahead of myself again, but I feel like the audio logs kind of show that, like, he's a person who could sort of he's not a complete psycho or anything, he could feel things for other people. He definitely probably thought he was better than most people, but I also don't think he would brag the same way to them that he did for the Saints. Also, yeah, I was pretty close to getting gold, but I was just a little bit too slow. Which, considering how many upgrades I have, is a little surprising. Most missions will, of course, get easier when you have more upgrades, like, races, I'll expect you to have no upgrades, because that just only makes sense. It would be kind of unfair if upgrades were optional, but you had to use them to do the races.
The more Zin you kill, the more the system works to compensate. Here's the location of one of their patrols.
So yeah, it's obviously going to be the better bit of design to just design everything under the assumption that you're never upgrading ever. But of course that does mean you have a huge advantage if you do have upgrades. So if you want some kind of challenge run, I guess do the races, get gold, and then get the boost upgrades. Because, yeah, you can't actually walk upgrades back or anything. You can't temporarily turn them off, so... If you're the type of person who wants maximum challenge, you do have to do everything without upgrades. Otherwise, you'll be incredibly good. And this hypothetical person I've made up would not want that. I should know, I made them up. This is my straw man. I made them. But no, seriously, yeah, if you want to go for challenge runs, just ignore power-ups until you're done with everything. Personally, I don't care about that sort of thing, so... I'm just going to do all the upgrades as soon as possible.
A night on Bear Mountain. Inspiring. Hello, friend.
Oh.
And welcome to Zinyak Reads the
Yes,
Classics,
okay, it's this
a
part.
unique opportunity to
I
hear
should be
your
talking about Matt, but I
magnanimous
added this
leader
specific thing.
entertain you with the finest literature
We may not
your
have
species has
commercials
to
in this
offer.
game, but we
Enjoy.
do get dramatic readings from Zinyak.
And now, a selection from the bards Othello. Iago. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse.
That went well.
For I, mine own gained knowledge should profane, if I would time expend with such a snipe. But for my sport and profit, I hate the Moor. And it is for the Lord that twixt my sheets he has done my office. I know not if to be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well. The better shall my purpose work on him.
Shut up, Matt. We're trying to listen to Zinyak.
Ezio's a proper man. Let me see now. To get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let's see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor is of a free and open nature, that thinks men honest, that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have it. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light. Iago. Said by some to be the greatest villain in literature. However, such a claim is often made by Philistines trying to ingratiate themselves to their social betters. No. Shakespeare's most detestable creature is Aaron the Moor, Titus Andronicus.
Don't run in the streets.
Twisting Greek
Whatever.
mythology into
So yeah, that's that. Yeah, JB Blanc does such a good job. So yeah, like I was saying, there aren't commercials in this game, but there are those. Oh, and I don't think I thanked Chaos Enthusiast again. He uploaded all of the Saints Row Radio DJ voice lines, or at least a lot of them, to YouTube. And that's been so helpful to just have those ripped from the game. Or, you know, somehow extracted. I'm guessing they might have also just gone in and recorded those without any background noise. Either way, it's incredibly helpful. But yeah, no, that's also been very helpful to know that that existed in the first place, because, like I said, I only mixtaped the soundtrack when I first played, so I had no idea that they did actually have dramatic reading bumpers in Classic. Unfortunately, Classic is the only thing that has anything like that. There's no sort of gimmick extra DJ bits in any of the other stations. It's all just regular DJ voice lines. But yes, you do get Zinyak reading various bits of classic literature, and it's
Dancing.
absolutely great. Oh, we're already done with this one too.
Excellent job. I have something special waiting for you back here.
Sure, right. Yeah, these feel so much shorter. And you know, I have been getting a bunch of data clusters. I mean, maybe there are fewer around anymore, but now that I have the collectible finder, I can actually spot them on the map, so I would have thought I'd been getting more at this point, you know? Because I also went to an area that apparently I hadn't explored much, because there were just a bunch lying around. But, yeah, definitely enjoy Zinyak reading things, and I might have to find an excuse to cram those in elsewhere. Like, for the most part, I'm probably just gonna be mixtaping the rest of the game, but there are other readings as well. Some of which he even has to bring in a guest for. So yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna say ahead of time, there is a Romeo and Juliet. I if nothing else, I gotta get that one. I gotta find an excuse to do that one at some point. Alright, well, Matt's very jazzed about the next reward we're going to get. We already know what it is, so it's not as good as Collectible Finder.
I know you'll love what I created for you. Really, some of my best work. Now, if you keep this up, I can measure the chaos caused by your actions, and perhaps come up with an upgrade for you.
Okay then.
An upgrade for Collectible Finder or the suit you just gave me? Alright, apparently he skimped on the material for the pants, though. Alright, is that an actual level up with things? No, it's not. Well, there might be something more under powers, but... can't be 100% sure, cause... there's been some number of them for a while now. Oh, and we're doing a hotspot now, cool. Honestly, I definitely want to shut those down as soon as possible. If only because the moment you go near them, alert just shoots up and doesn't go down till you leave. And you know, frankly, I want less of that. Cool that it exists, but... I can't be having any of that.
Kinsey told me about those large maintenance domes. I'd like to see how things react when you destroy one for starters.
Oh, and there's a Matt voice line over there.
Working for the Syndicate was a great job. That is until Philippe Loren died, because Killbane was one scary psychopath. I mean, I watched him kill Kiki right in front of me, and right in front of her own sister. So I went after the Saints instead. Wrong choice on my part, but they let me live. And surprisingly, so did Killbane. Only option then was to leave the country and hide.
Okay, so I wasn't getting too far ahead of myself, right? So, he does seem to show some amount of concern over Kiki. At the very least, he acknowledges that it's just fucked up to murder somebody in front of her own sister. Now, bad enough to murder somebody, but also, yeah, in front of family is just super screwed up. And you know, he did sound like he legitimately realized that coming after us was a bad idea. And it was. He's right about that. So that's good to admit when he's wrong. So yeah, I think probably a lot of the reason I do like Matt Miller is because of this game. He's an okay villain in 3. He never really won the villain roulette. You know, there's about 3 villains in that game, and then 2 of them were actually kind of fighting back and forth, really. And
Was it too much
the weird
for
thing
ya?
is, neither of them particularly feels like they win. Like, I don't know, by the end, it doesn't really feel like either of them have the most impact. So I definitely prefer Killbane over Cyrus Temple, because, yeah, Cyrus is just military dude. I'm just kind of whatever on him. But yeah, Killbane got away, and then we had to fight some guy playing Killbane as the quote-unquote final boss. So, a little underwhelming, especially since, Killbane escaping really didn't go anywhere whatsoever. I don't know, maybe we got a sniper to shoot him too. Did I already make that joke? I feel like I've already made that joke. Either way though, so I guess the main villain on that route was kinda just, oh god, Kia? Yeah, Kia. See, I can remember that because I just make the she's killed in action joke, because she's, you know, KIA. But yeah, she's also kind of underwhelming overall. And of course, I haven't yet shown off the other route. That'll happen soon-ish. We'll get to that eventually. But yeah, I'm just gonna say ahead of time, still not very strong villain characterization in that route either. Also, as much as I say I like Matt, I keep not talking about him. I just started talking about Killbane instead, though. In fairness, the way Matt talks about Killbane and the fact that he was the big thing keeping Matt from escaping his hell prison, So he's kind of a big deal for Matt.
That has to be embarrassing.
But he's... I don't know, I feel like, other than that time Killbane hit him with that chair, he was never that violent towards him. It was only the one time. No, seriously though, Killbane is unpredictable, and that's probably the most terrifying thing to Matt. Noted computer nerd. Probably would not like somebody who was that unstable.
I've cooked up a little code to upload into the simulation. Mind keeping any security off it while I get it installed?
Maybe I just don't fear him, Killbane that is, because his boss is so easy, you know? Like, there's a whole lot of build-up, but then the fight's just mostly a QTE that's kinda easy, so... maybe that's the real reason I don't respect the man that much. Anyway, I guess by not talking about Matt, that is in itself kind of a point of him. Kind of a neat characterization for a villain, but not really the top of the food chain in the third. But I kinda like him in this game, he's very earnest. Kinda just went from fuckboy derogatory to fuckboy positive. Oh, and you know, I didn't really know where to put this, but I guess it makes sense to do it in Matt's set of missions, his optional missions, but I didn't really want to include it in the episode itself. But you'll remember there was a choice in this game, in Matt's mission. We had a bit of a Matrix reference, except it was doors instead of pills, but we did have the option at one point to go to a door that would get us killed, you know, we'd be submitting ourselves to execution. You might be wondering, does anything happen if you go in there? And the answer is yes. You get a fake ending, including the full credits, so, I recorded them, and there's not really a notable difference in them, other than just song choice. But for the most part, I don't really need to show much from it. I'm just going to include the end right here where it says that Zinyak lies, so not only is it a bad ending where you know, for some reason, you know, against the boss's character, submit yourself for execution, but Zinyak is a liar.
I'd like to see the difference between the security programs in the stores. How about hacking a garage for me?
But, you know, it's like I keep saying, Zinyak keeps posturing as this very reasonable guy who's like, oh, if you just stop resisting, I don't have to do all these things. But, you know, he makes a fake execution, you know, he just has you kill yourself for no reason. Doesn't even save anybody, so is he really that reasonable? No, he's not. I'll answer that for you so that nobody answers it, because usually somebody who isn't the boss answers, was this a good idea? They'd also say no. They'd also say we should have just listened to Zinyak, but you know what? I refuse. Also, yeah, no, we have to remove at least one of these, because we have a line, so... Was I correct here? I don't think that's it. We only have the one line. Oh wait, nope, no, I think I had it. Okay, yeah. A little redundant, but whatever. Look, sometimes you just make weird choices in the moment, alright?
It's easier to collect the data I'm interested in without the Zin around to bog things down. Go after their patrol if you wish.
So I'd say in terms of what Matt has you do, this feels like it's a lot of, like, relatively basic missions, since his whole thing is that he's trying to, learn the system, basically, so...
That was Jacques
You're just going
Offenbach's
around, shooting, Zin, hacking the stores.
Sadly, the dance, the Can gets the credit for that majestic score. Up
Not
next,
that he's bitter.
Toccata and Fugue in D minor. As a reminder to my loyal subjects, anyone who calls it the Dracula song will be executed.
I think that's it. Got all the data I need. Next time I see you, I'll have that upgrade.
He's got a variety, you know? Also, yeah, everybody be careful around Zinyak, this is not the Dracula song. But yeah, he's got a good variety of relatively simple missions, which is probably why, comparatively speaking, this is a very short set of missions. Like, shorter than even Sid. Again, there's less stuff in the overworld for me to collect, but still, that was kind of a breeze, all things considered. Though, admittedly, I don't mind a simple set every once in a while.
Thanks for the help with that. At least now I don't feel like I'm flying blind here when it comes to Zin programming. Here's that upgrade for you. Though I know you love the outfit more.
Of course I do, Matt.
I'll definitely wear it sometime. Alright, so now we've got a new type of blast, which turns enemies to your side. Which, in fairness, I guess is okay. But blowing stuff up is always going to be a lot more useful. Anyway, though, that is Matt's set of missions, but we're not done with the Matt Hangout time. So there are loyalty missions that we can do. Those are more specific story missions, where you interact with the character a little bit more. And Matt's is the first one we've obtained, so... next time we'll be doing that one. We'll be seeing a new side of Matt Miller, which is... I'm personally excited for. I'm looking forward to the next mission. But before we do, of course... we do have to do upgrades, but... you know, there is something we also haven't done with Matt yet. And you know what that is? It's sex, obviously.
Matt, I've been thinking, we could all be dead soon, so... shit, I can't believe I'm saying this. You don't have to die a virgin.
Can you call me Nightblade?
Are you fucking serious?
Really throwing a hurdle
Still
right
have
at
a
the
go.
start, huh?
What the hell?
So yeah, I guess... end of the basic missions is a good of place as any to do the romance scenes. So, yep, haven't missed any yet, definitely not. But, before we go, let's prove once more that we do like Kinzie more. You know, we've got two hackers, but we're not going to forget our first, even if she does punch us in the face.
Hey, Kinzie, you wanna fuck?
Let's go.
Or especially if she punches us in the face. I don't know how the boss feels about this.